enemy sees anyone who's up and coming, trying to get closer to God, his whole mantra is, let me surround them with darkness. Let me put darkness around him or her. Because when you put darkness around them, they can't what? They can't see. And if they can't see, then they don't know how to what? See, get out. Right? That's why when the house is on fire, they say don't walk upright. They say what? Get on your fours. Right? Why? Because the smoke is what? Elevating, and you can't see the smoke. So you got to get on your fours and crawl, and you got to know exactly where your door is. Right? The enemy well knows that. So he says, listen, how can I get you? I'm going to crowd you. I'm going to crowd you in every way. I'm going to mess with your health. I'm going to mess with your children. I'm going to mess with your income. I'm going to mess with your soul. I'm going to mess with everything around you so that you won't be able to see Jesus. And you will begin to blame Jesus for all this stuff that you're going through. The children of Israel leave Egypt. And as they leave Egypt, because God has delivered them, because the 10th plague, Pharaoh said, man, get out my country. Get out of here. As they're leaving, as they get closer, they get to the Red Sea. Pharaoh says, man, I got to change your heart. Go get my slaves. On every side, they are trapped. Red Sea to the south, Pharaoh to the north, desert to the east, mountains to the west. No way, get out. And they start panicking. To the point they tell God, why you bring us out here to die? But I want you to understand something. He does that to make you and I give up. Look at verse 13. Go and see, he said, go and see where he is, that I may send and get him. And it was told him, saying, surely he is in Dothan. Verse 14 says, therefore he sent horses and chariots and a great army there, and they came by night and surrounded what? The city. So they came at nighttime, surround the city. Can you imagine that? At nighttime is when people are sleeping. At nighttime when we are at our most what? Calm, right? Nobody's really being watchful at night because we're what? Preparing for the next day, not necessarily looking around if my enemy's coming. The enemy always attacks in a time that you're not thinking about. He always comes in a time when things seem to be at ease. And look at what he sends. He sends horses and chariots and a great army to get one guy. To get one guy. One guy who's a prophet. And listen, and the whole purpose was for him to what? Give up. Get scared. To bring fear and doubt in. Listen, Isaiah 65:24 says this. It shall come to pass that before they call, I will answer. And while they are still speaking, I will what? I will hear. God says, listen, I'm already preparing for your escape. You just got to what? Believe me. Oh, shoot, y'all. Understand, God says before you call, I'm already there. Before you get started, I've already seen it. This is not something new to God. This is not some strange phenomenon that just done popped up. God says, I've been watching this thing all along, but I'm going to let you see. I'm going to show you where you at with me. Listen, many times things that happen to us is not coincidental. Some things we bring on ourselves, but when God is in control, God has already mapped that thing out. He's already played that thing out. He knows exactly what's going to take place. He knew that Paul and Silas was going to be singing in the jail that caused a great earthquake. He understands how to get us out of situations. That's what the Bible says in 1 Corinthians 10:13. There has been no temptation that has taken man that is not common, that God has not made a way of escape for. Aha Call on page 316 says this. Listen to this. She says this. When we are in perplexity, even before we open to him our distress, he's making arrangements for our deliverance. Oh, shoot, y'all. Listen to me. Listen, when we are in perplexity, even before we open to him our distress, he's already making arrangements to get us out of it. So as I'm going through it, God is saying, look, I got a way to get you out this mess. You ain't even, listen, you ain't even asked him. You ain't even prayed about it. You got mad first. You start cussing first. You start throwing things first. God, you haven't prayed first. And while you doing all that, God says, I've already started working. I've already started taking care of things in your behalf. But see, what we do is because we work in this flesh, we operate in this flesh, we don't step back to let God work. And so we step in and God got to come clean up the mess.